Okay, and we shall fire this one up. So it's a 4 versus 4. Just another ladder game. This time it's going to go down on a random map, so a completely new map. And have a look-see at what this is in a second. So, random map, we have this giant plateau in the middle for people to fight over, I would guess. And we'll just do our usual sorting up this way before introducing all the players. So, we have team number 1 on the left-hand side. We have team number 2 on the right-hand side over here. Let's get some introductions on the way. So, first off, down the bottom here, for team number 1, first player in the brown color, it is Nizar 89, and he is Siren opening first land and getting a few pigeons down because, again, no hydro. And beside him, or just behind him I guess, we have Noob Dragon. Noob Dragon is in blue and he has gone Aeon. There we go, same thing again, land factory followed by some pigeons. And this here's an interesting little tactic. Surround your mass extractor with pigeons, and when you upgrade it to T2 it uses less power. So there is a reason for it, but you then have to reclaim the pigeons. You can't control K them because if they explode they'll damage your mix before you can actually ring it, so that's useful in short term. Get back to that later. Next here, third player for team number 1 in the red color, it is Yoji. Yoji is Aeon as well, so we've had one Cypher, 2 Aeon. He's got his factory up, he's got some pigeons up, he's getting his mixers and engineers out for the reclaim. And finally, for team number 1, up here in the other blue color, it is Matri. Matri is UEF, and we see here again the whole pigeon surrounding the mix, just making that upgrade a bit cheaper while doing so. Okay, let's have an introduction of team number 2. First up down here in the pink color for team 2, it is Psychoad, and Psycho is UEF as well, bright pink, and this looks like a, maybe not a factory, yeah, I think a factory build or an air factory or something inside there. Behind Psycho in the bright yellow color, it is Orb. Orb is Cybrin. Orb is walking his way towards the front. Orb has factory back here and some pigeons down as well. Beside Orb in the snot green color, it is Hesky. Hesky is here in the Seraphim. He's already working on his second factory down there. Got one land factory, second one ready to go. And finally, for team number 2, over here, walking up and grabbing these 3 mixes with his commander, it is Slow Noob. Not very slow at all if he's already all the way here. Grabbing these mixes and a few factories planned for him. And he is Aeon. So we have a representative of all the races across the 2 teams, but we only have Seraphim on team 2 and we only have UEF on team 1. Otherwise there's Aeon, Cyprin. Wait, I take that back. Team 2 actually has all the factions represented. We have 1 Seraphim, 1 Aeon, 1 Cyprin and 1 UEF, whereas team 1 is missing the Seraphim. Up here we can see there's a Mech Marine having a go at an engineer. Poor Engie's going to try and run away, but it's not going to work. The Mech Marine is going to get the first kill of the game, and congratulations to that guy. In fact, it's his second kill, so there was an engineer working on the Hydro. Wow. Engineer having fun there. Not. Mech Marine interrupted it. But there we go. A successful raiding there from Matri. And now he's going to be worried about the flare coming out with the scout. But factories are coming down from Slow Noob, so he's making a play for that. Okay. Down here we can see that Noob Dragon is walking his commander all the way to the front, as is, well, there we go, Hesky's on the way as well, his opposite. Commander from, there we go, that is Orb moving up with his comm as well, so everybody's shuffling their comm towards the front lines, wanting to have that little bit of a fight and get the armies engaged. Plenty of mixes to expand to, and a reasonable amount of reclaim. We have a large reclaim field here. I didn't even see that before. 3,500 mass to be grabbed out of that, there and here. There's reclaim all over the place, and then there's additional reclaim up on the plateau that you're going to want to get. So the plateau is going to be kind of important to fight over, I feel. Also, it gives you an advantage in territory. If you can hold the plateau, then you can put things like, you know, mobile missile launchers or attack launchers, maybe even T2 RD up on these hills, and they can just get some good range and nice area denial and harder to raid because you can't just rush in with units. Right, and as you can see, engineers are doing the reclaim thing. They're all moving down here trying to gather things up, but that has been anticipated by Yoji. And out comes the bomber, out comes the bomb, and down goes 2 engineers there. There's a defending Tham, which is going to take the flare into oblivion. But there is also a striker moving on up here from Matry, wanting to deny this whole zone, but not going to work because here comes Heskey. He's got his comm running right to the reclaim field and he's going to kill off that striker. And that will be the end of any stoppage there. And in fact, he's got his own engineer in the area, so he can keep reclaiming and keep walking. Alright. Over this way, looks like a reclaim attempt from Matry engineers. Maybe they can get just to the edge of the hill, perhaps. They do indeed. This guy right here looks like he's on a patrol order trying to grab stuff from the top. Yes, he is. He's trying, but he's not doing such a great job of it. T1 bomber up this way. He's got 5 kills now. Has found some more engineers to kill, most likely. And we have had engineers dropped on the plateau by Noob Dragon. 2 engineers here working on a factory, but we have 7 engineers from Heskey. They are absolutely going to win out if they can get down. They've got to be careful though. There are some interceptors which could ruin the transport state, but they turn away just at the wrong time. Switch out a patrol order over here. Very poorly timed. They miss out on the transport. It gets its payload down, and the engineers, 8 of them, no, it is 7, sorry, take that back, they're ready to go. And the first thing they do is slap down a land factory. We even have a distance build from Heskey here with his commander, so definitely making a massive play for the plateau, and with that kind of action he will get it. 6-7 lane factories all planned. Defending T1 bomber or attacking T1 bomber? Here they go, they're moving on over, and if they see these engines they could start causing some real problems for Noob Dragon. If the interceptors don't turn up, of course, that's the only caveat to that. Do not want that to occur. Bombs, unfortunately, they have not quite got the bombs away. No, sadly not one bomb off. They could have maybe killed some of those engines, but no dice. Up here, see a gun upgrade going down from Matry, so he's wanting to get his comm into the battle there. We see Slow Noob is continuing with the T1 spam. Factories all day, 8 of them in fact. He's going to have some fun on that front. Down here though, another bomber has come out and does kill off an engineer. And now we have 4 factories in the production range for Heskey, and T1 PD on the way. This bomber is still going around. It looks like it's killing off some more of the engineers. If we can get this one, it'd be good, but I don't think it's going to. A wing of interceptors coming in from Noob Dragon, pop that out to the air, but now Heskey has a huge advantage. Just the one factory left at this point in time, and it's only spitting out Auroras. Auroras, of course, are much weaker than Thams, and Heskey can just charge right on in and get things done. Got a few Zuis back there. They're going to make very, very short work of that factory. But as soon as it goes down, I'm going to guess this engineer, well, engineer's going to loiter. Factory goes down, the Aurora's not quite enough to stop that, prevent that from happening. And this engineer's actually trying to rebuild the factory. Well, I don't think that's clever. Yeah, I really don't think that's clever. It's already been destroyed once, you don't have any units, and there's more coming in. That's going to be a solid loss to Noob Dragon, so Heskey has moved up and he has claimed this plateau in a massive way. It is absolutely 100% his, well played on there. Okay, down here though we see that Noob Dragon has actually gotten some factories around the Hydro but not built the Hydro. So interesting position, but nothing doing there. We have a small raid attempt down here from Nizra, run into a group of units from Psycho. You're not going to get much further at all, although there are more coming, as well as a Guncom. So Nisa has Guncom, he's going to have fun there. We have T2 Guncom over there from Psycho, so Nisa needs to be careful. He doesn't want to walk into that triad, and the Guncom he'll have a bad time doing there. Up on the top section we see the Guncom from Matry is not doing much. Got the nano upgrade as well, so he's looks like he's killed off a few units, so a little bit of reclaim to be had. And over here, Slow Noob is just kind of luring with his commander, not doing much, but he has got 8 factories producing. Down here we have a full-on Guncom from Yoji, and he's got some units to back him up, throwing down a radar. Yes indeed, he needs to see what he's shooting at. And down here it is Heskey. His commander is not upgraded, but he has some supporting units behind him. Okay. orb without any kind of gun on his comm. Still just walking up though. He can throw down some overcharges, he can soak up some damage and kill off units. Needed to push back a little bit there. Right, up this way though. And what's the deal? Well, we see Slow Noob is facing off against Matry, similar numbers of units, but Matry has the gun comm, whereas Slow Noob has no comm. Not doing anything there. Right, pushing on up. Some units here, going to take out the Hydro, going to kill the radar. Heskey down here has started up on some T1 PD. Could be handy to hold off the units, very useful on that front. There's a single FAM up here from Heskey. Has got a kill, so maybe it was up there to defend against a raiding lab. If that's the case, it's done its job. And good plant. Right, this section's just waiting to be reclaimed. Waiting for engineers to come and grab everything, which they do. And down here we see that is Yoji pushing on up, and Guncom outranges T1 PD. So Heskey is going to want to think about moving back here. Before that commander gets range, he's losing his units. His attention must be elsewhere. Probably here with the T2 factory, popping out some engineers, and that will be a plan to make use of this plateau and make an absolute nuisance of himself. Could send some T2 mobile down here, mobile missile launchers down here to kill off all of this. Could see some arty, but now his command is still setting up the front. Not anymore. Recognizing the danger, Heskey has decided to start dropping back, although maybe not as far as I thought he would. And now we see Yoji, he can see that, scouted it or something, but he's now able to think it off at range further than what this can actually shoot back, way further. Alright, Heskey is now on the move, walking away, and he needs to walk away and keep walking, don't want to loiter around there. And this could be a bad move as well from Slow Noob. He has units, but he doesn't want to lose out to here. He was getting an upgrade on his commander. He has the sensor upgrade, so you can see nicely. Pushing up here though, it is Noob Dragon, and he's made lots of ground and killed off a lot of units. There's a nice mass field there to grab. Down here we can see the same from Psycho and Nizar. They have had themselves a fight, big mass field to be had. Psycho is popping down some point defense, down a triad there. Right, Heskey's walking back forward. He wants to complete that T1 PD. I feel like this is a bad idea. The point defense does not outrange Guncom. If you know there's Guncom coming, it doesn't matter which faction it is, they will outrange your T1 PD. And now he has problems in the shape of not being able to shoot back. If he can maybe get a block on Yoji and get out of the way, he could survive, but now he's getting rushed and there's not much to save him. There's no real units on the ground. There is a transfer over here, but it's only T1. I can't pick him up. And there isn't any anti-air, but this is a problem for Heskey. He has been caught out. Yoji is continuing to push, going in for the kill. Here are some units coming on through, but they're not going to be enough to slow things down, and Heskey down into the red. Yoji not stopping. He's going to keep pushing, even as Matry pushes up here, and that's a problem for Slow Noob. Slow Noob trying to get some PD down, but Heskey's going to be the first eviction of the game, unfortunately, on the 12-minute mark, and he bombs out to the Guncom of Yoji. Right, we're going to plateau. He had built a attack launcher, and was getting some PG up there. Everything gets handed over to Orb, and he needs to pick up and keep building. Oh, that is terrible. That was 95% built, and now it's just mass. Couldn't be finished off. Unfortunately, it is just mass. Alright, throwing out some TMD there. Does have the launch there. Getting some reclaim there, so Orb has picked up the plateau and he's starting work already. And he's actually got T3 air, so that's a whaler out. Wowza. That whaler is going to be able to get work done, because what is there to go against? Not much. Over here we can see Slow Noob. He's trying to get out some PD, but he is absolutely surrounded now. And that is Matry, a rank 2 Guncom with units, and they have just obliterated PD and Slow Noob now. Caught out here, and what can he do? Well, Matry is falling back, though I think maybe he could push and kill, but he is not wanting to be close to that. Slow Noob is going to get out of there by the looks of it. He is moving away. That might be a mistrick from Matry. He had all these units that could have chased Slow Noob down. Instead they loiter, and this is a problem. Whaler's down into the red, so it is taking damage from point defense. There we go, just like that. Anti-air turrets down into the red. It's going to go down eventually. It's going to do a lot of damage onto Yoji. but that is all she wrote. It cannot loiter around thanks to the anti-air. Very, very hurt. Instead, starts knocking on some units down there. 2 whalers, in fact. One very damaged, one not. Nice solid air wing from Orb to keep things in check. Right, Tac Launcher is up. Tac Launcher has a bunch of missiles. They are ready to go, and I can see some potential targets already. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mixes ready to pop. If they're in range, the answer is yes, they're in range. So are these 3. And yes, these 3 are ringed. So there we go, they could get shot at very quickly. Or a few missiles and it'll be game over. Ready. And this is Yoji starting to fall back a little bit. Where's Metri? Well, his comes on the way back. He's decided maybe he's seen the T3 air and he's figured, I don't want to deal with that. And he is leaving the building. Right, whalers are moving up this way. They're just looking to take out some of the mass extractors on their own, maybe without any support. There we go, they are picking apart those there, but a swift wind does turn up, and that is going to be a problem because they can start taking damage from those. There was a very damaged one which survives just, and in fact they shoot down. There's now 4 whalers here, and they shoot down the swift winds. The very damaged one is still alive somewhere. There it is, 114 health, but finally another one does turn up and takes down that very, very damaged one. But this is a lot of damage. These whalers, there's nothing to really slow them down. Up here we can see, well, down here, sorry, we see Spectres, not Spectres. Yes, Spectres, sorry, out from Yoji, and they're having to go at everything down here, and there's even a run by happening by Niza, so he's pushing on around, avoiding all of this, which Psycho has been helping to defend with a bunch of T2PD loitered around here and there. There is a T1 PD sitting here, which will be a godsend for slowing down this Mantis rush. Slowing down only because I don't know if it's going to be enough to stop them all. There are many Mantis coming through. Is this point is going to finish? If it does, that's going to be extra helpful. I'm going to kill a bunch more Mantis, but there's a few past already, and not much to slow them down. Those whalers have cleaned up all of this mass. There's 8 mixes down. That's a lot of eco to lose. Very full Tac Launcher, but it has not been used for anything. Still we see these, there we go. There's some TMD, so maybe it's been spotted by somebody. It has been, somebody seen the TML, somebody has picked it up and said stop that. Stop those launches. Over here, T2 run by Matri, running it into the base of Slow Noob, and he has been just forced back so far and taken so much eco damage. All these pillars, all these mixes, have a look at them. Those were all T2 in mode not that long ago. Now they're just wreckage. Wreckage indeed. Strat bomber. So continuing with the T3 air theme, and that is a strat bomber coming out from Orban. Question is, what is it going to bomb? And the answer is nothing. Even drop a bomb, or is it just going to run away? It runs into a whole horde of flak though. That's a terrible flight path. Not looking to be healthy, but it is going up here. Oh, look at it. Yes, indeed. There goes a bomb onto that. Parashield holds at 8%. Just needs a tiny bit more damage to take that down. It's going to take another 2 passes before it can start affecting the units underneath it. Unfortunate for that. But down here, though, these whalers are doing to Nizar what Matri has done to Slow Noob. Pulling off the eco. There is some flak coming in, but the whalers will take a while to get through them. And I feel a cough coming on. Excuse me, people. And that's better. Okay, these TT units are being chased down by some T1, but it's going to take a while to get through. And you can see back here, the whalers have vacated the area. They're now killing off basically everything over here. There are some more eco options, a couple of mass extractors. They're going to go down. It's going to leave them with 3 though. 3 surviving mass extractors in Nizar's base. Right, this Tac Launcher still with no kills, still with plenty of targets of opportunity. Could, well, used to have some. Now there's Team D around, so it's going to be much less effective. Up this way we see these guys have moved right into the base, and that could be terrible. Friendly fire. Kills off the tank, yes, but kills off like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. At least 5 of the T1 PGs, so it's just terrible. Some more precision about killing that, and the strat comes back around. It's going to go for another run. Is it going to go for the units? Is it going to go between them? No, it's going to go straight for this pillar and pillar down, although this time it's not close enough to anything else to die. Right, T1 bomber says hello. Some good damage there, but also damaging the PGen. Right, the mass extractor is going to die, and strat bomber's coming back for another run. Friendly fire. Boom. Right, down this way, and those whalers have turned up again to be extra annoying. We see New Dragon is still working with his combat. He's got plenty of flak with him, so they're not going to get much more done. Taking lots of damage, need to get out of there. I think there were some ASFs, yes there are, so New Dragon has some of his own ASFs. And the whalers are down and out. Okay, things go a smidge quiet. More whalers. Where they're going to go, nobody knows. They don't want to come this way because of the anti-air that is loitering around. Don't all this here as well. Don't go this way because of the flak. The huge bank of mobile flak there will really stop them from pushing in that direction. And still, this tech launcher has not been used. Well, if it has been used, it's only picked up, been shot down by TMD, so no dice on that front. Alright, Titans I hear, Titans I see. These guys are rolling around the back of Slow Noob's base, and just to throw insult to injury, just while you're down, hey, why not have some Titans? And this strat bomber's coming out again, going to do some damage to this guy. On the way though, and the shield is actually going up pretty darn quickly, so the second bomb will kill it though. Shield to know the first one did that much damage. And these guys are now just cleaning up T1 units in a grand old time. Strat bomber needs to consider taking care of those guys because this lot aren't even going to catch them. And by the time they do get close, they're going to be really, really hurt. Right, twisting and turning from those guys, they actually dodge the strat that comes in. Just moving around on a random angle means the bomb misses. They split up now to be better, or worse targets, but there's a defending loyalist coming out. And I'd say a loyalist would probably win out against a Titan. Well, that was a ranked up Titan. Maybe. Maybe not. But more is going down. This T2 mass extraction survives, this one does not, that one does not. And this is just a T1 here surrounded by engineers who are getting absolutely peppered into oblivion. And there's another T1 mass extractor here that's going to have a terrible time once those Titans turn around. They are on the move looking for more targets of opportunity. Right, down over the side, what do we got? We still have New Dragon up the front. He is lost. Or control K to factory. No, I think he maybe lost it, but he's got another factory there, quite healthy and happy. Fine and dandy, and it still wasn't from the tech launcher. Back here we do have T3 Air from Yoji joining that game. We have T3 Air from Slow Noob as well. Matry also T3 Air, so everybody on team 2 has T3 except for Mr. Nizar, who of course had his base raided and is in the process of rebuilding. Right, and speaking of bases that have been raided and trying to rebuild Slow Noob, and now this Titan up this way. Well, they finally get caught out by a bunch of loyalists. They have done so much damage though. 1, 2, 3, all these mixes are dead. Whether they've been rebuilt or not, this one I don't know, but that is still a few damaged. So good work from those Titans on that front. T3 land is available for a Psycho. T3 on his commander now, surrounded by a bunch of D2 units. He's got a mobile shield as well. He should be okay to upgrade on the front just there. Let's be careful about pushing, because well, while there's mass to be had, there's also a T2 point defense which will say no to you. Whalers have moved up here again, looking like they're going to try and do something, but there's a whole massive, ginormous bank of T1AA, and that does a fair amount of DPS, and these guys are going to say no to that and decide to move on somewhere else. And that somewhere else could be like anywhere. There's a spare mix, kill that. Job done. Yay, here we go, some Titans doing a counter push. So even as the Titans push across the top from Matry, we have some moving on through here from Psycho. And they're just killing off Eco as they go as well. That is some dead T1 PD, and now they can just keep on romping on through. There is still the anti-air turrets being put up by these guys instead of anti-ground. There is nope, engineers coming off there. I thought maybe they switched up to some kind of units, but it's only a T2 factory. Not going to do so well. That's a drop. Sitting on the ground as well, which means the Titans can shoot it. Technically sitting on the ground, even though it was hovering, but they get shot down. No drop for Mr. Yoji. Right. Checking out here, this is a bit of a push, is it? Is Psycho actually going to push with all this, or is he going to just... No, it looks like it is going to be a push. The units are coming on up. Pillars and Strikers, that's only a low level shield. It's not going to stay up for very long. Once those guys get in range and start spamming it out, the Titans are back here. They are killing off NGs left, right and centre. Yeah, they can now go for eco as well. There's a T2 PG, there's a whole bunch of mixes that are ready to die, and this has been an absolute overrun in the middle. Point defense is going to be dead any second now, and it's going to be very, very little to slow down the push coming in from Psycho. And that's exactly what's happened. Massive overrun, and now these units are free to move in and demolish. Titans over here, well, they're doing what Titans do, and they are killing off the eco. Moving nice and fast, and kill the power. Please kill the power. You're there, the power's there, might as well finish it off, and maybe kill off the PD before it kills you. Maybe kill off the engineers, although having said that, they don't need to worry. That is pretty much all the eco gone for Nizar, and he's got problems. Instead, the Titans are moving off this way. 3 mixers, 3 pigeons, engineers, all ready to die for the Titan cause. Massive overrun here. Units all over the place. Those structures are going to die. Where's even this? There we go. There's Nizar's comm all the way back here. He's fallen back to base. Kinda had to. And also Nuke Dragon is looking to abandon his front position. Maybe he can't hold that. And look at this, they push up the top as well. So Orb is pushing the top even as the bottom is getting pushed as well. Titans down here killing off mixers. There you go. There's your answer to Titans. Gunships. Nice gunships to kill those off. Although, maybe not Spectres. Still, they can still get work done. They want to be careful about going this way because there is T1 PD. Perhaps they can kill the mix before they all die. But I feel like that would be unlikely. There's a lot of T1 PD there now. They want to carry on somewhere else. And indeed they do. They're heading off this direction. Perhaps they can get under the shield and kill the power. Or they're going to return and focus down this T3 mix while they can before they die from the gunships. Indeed, getting that down to be a bonus. Good catch there. Dodging back and forth, and the mix does die. Okay, up the top though, look at this T3 core loyalist being surrounded by friendly T1 units from Sloanu, but there's T3 in response. I see Percival fire. There we go, Percy's are in the mix, and that is going to shoo those loyalists away along with this huge amount of T2s. That's quite a sizable army from Atri. Now has repelled this assault quite effectively. Down here though, that's maybe not what they were going for. That could have just been a distraction, because that is a lot, and I mean a lot, of fervors moving their way down here, and they're going to turn everything here into scrap. I mean everything. Any static building down here is dead. There are a few combat units in the mix, but they're not going to last too long. They stand still. Okay, but this army from Matri up here is pushing up now, so that's not going to be a grand old time. We have a monkey. The whales coming to check on the ego. We have T3 power just about done. We do have T3 air and land for all. He started the monkey. Looks like he needs the power to finish it off. As soon as that's done, I imagine we'll see build power redirected onto that. Indeed it does. Down here, 2 commanders, Nuke Dragon and Nizar, are in position in Nizar's old base. He is trying to rebuild there. He's got some done, got a few mass extractors rebuilt, relying on power from his friends, I would imagine, but he should be good. There we go. I saw that. A Ravager Fire. Psychoad has made the T3 shift, and now there's a Ravager Fire coming in towards the front base of Nuke Dragon, and there's going to be nothing he can do about that. Absolutely nothing. Throw down another Ravager, and it will work its way through those shields really quick smart. That will be pretty much all she wrote for that location. Plenty of units here as well, just waiting to swarm on in. And in fact now, Psycho... Be careful, it's a sizable number of units, although they are mostly T1. T1 except for a few engineers, so no, he should be okay. He's got triads back up all over the place. Now he's under shields as well, so even if they move on in, they will get nothing. None. Alright, the army up here has stalled in the face of mass fervor fire. Anytime they move in range, those things just rain down hell upon them. And there is a T2 point defense here, but that's probably more academic than useful at this stage. Yeah, I can get some damage done, but my word. It's a huge bank of fervors, and if anything sits still within range of those, they're going to suffer. Watch this. Suffer. Of course, things have to get in range. Oh, don't walk that way. Oh, dear. Yeah. Rolling through the fervor fire is a terrible idea. But T1 artillery is a great counter to Percival's. They spend so much time overkilling stuff with their massive alpha damage, like they do like over 1,000 damage per shot. But it's so slow, but it's so overkill. And yeah, the T1 arty can do nasty things. They just keep up at it. Alright. See things, still a band of fervors over here just cleaning up shop in that location. And it feels like maybe a hit and hold or a slow noob versus Matry, although Matry isn't slowing down, he is carrying on through. Right. Still just the one Ravager, and that's a T2 artillery, so that would be a counter for a Ravager if it wasn't getting built in range of it. But having said that, it's not quite in range, is it? It's just outside. So it will take a very long time to fix down. And hello, what's going on here? More T2 rush into poor old Nizar's base, trying to do some more damage, and they did take down another mix, kill off a factory or two perhaps. Not looking so great, and the Spectres are now ready to roam around. These poor engineers all out in the middle of nowhere. I think they're just getting reclaimed, and they're going to get picked off by those quite easily. Hey, here we go, and the Ravager's still just tickling away over here, gradually killing stuff, just being annoying. What is his plan? Well, that's a Fat Boy. So yeah, Fat Boy would be a great plan. It is halfway done, or over halfway actually. Yes, no, maybe yes, just over halfway done. But it's going to be a grand addition to knocking out this little before base. Up here, and we can see that finally the tech has prevailed over the fervor spam. I don't think there were more fervors coming out actually. I think it was just basically a given up cause. But they have done a lot of damage. Plenty of units in the red over here, and not seeing many Percys actually. Have they been repurposed? Have they just run out? No, I think they have run out of Percivals, and that's an ideal time for loyalists to come back in, which is exactly what they're doing. They're coming in and say hello again. Oh, that would have been a huge loss. That was a T2 mass extractor that just upgraded to T3 now. Losing that would have been absolutely painful for Slow Noob, but the monkey is done and it is on the way. All but the first experimental of the game. I presume he's going to send it this way to help shore up this edge. Poor Slow Noob has had his base raided again and again and again, just like Nizar, but Nizar is slightly better off. And we see Noob Dragon busting out the restorers. He's got a handful over here and they are just cleaning up shop down the bottom here. As unfortunate for them, down here we see there is a couple of Sams out for Psycho. What he plans to do with this group of units, I'm not sure. There is a handful of flak in the mix. Maybe that will be enough to shoo the restorers away. Who knows? We shall have to find out. But at the moment, his command is moving as well. Probably not. I would probably stay away from that. Bad boy. Well, getting there. Slow work, but it's getting there. Okay, Spectres are out and clearing up shop. This is the air fight though. This is going to be Orb against Yojin, and that is very even, although I think Yojin has the numbers. Indeed he does. He's got more ASFs, and Orb realizes this and falls back. Monkey is on the way, and hello, Matry's Air Force was coming in as well, so that definitely would have been a problem for Orb. He is the only one in the air at the moment. Right, the restorers have fallen back in the face of all of this, bunches of flak. And great for them. Right, 2 Ravagers up here now, and that's exactly what they needed, just to extra tickle this base on down. Nothing doing on that front. How's the Fat Boys going to be needed? 9,500 health, not too far away. Monkey has moved up, but it's going to have to be a very, very careful monkey, because that is a lot of ground forces, and I would say that's more than enough to kill it. If this all rushed the monkey at once, Monkey would have a bad time. So it has to stay at range, has to try and not get caught, especially by the Percivals. Percivals in numbers will wreck a Monkey. They can do a huge amount of damage to that thing. It wants to turn back maybe about an hourish before it starts getting targeted. And indeed, there we go, shields up as well, of course, that will help survive. Look at the chunks of health get taken off by the Percivals as they shoot massive amounts of alpha damage. It has to run, and it wants to run pretty damn fast. Primarying down the Percies is a good idea, and now I can just start hoovering up all the T2. Get yourself a rank of Veneracy, we'll get some extra regeneration as well. There we go, rank of Veneracy, extra health, extra regeneration, and it is outrunning the Percivals, which is very handy. Keep that up, it can kite them away and just keep doing damage, keep getting ranks of vests, and it will be very healthy. Down here, the Ravagers still have a grand go. There was a Harbinger trying to push on up, but there's also the T2 point defense in the mix as well, and these units are moving up, including Percivals belonging to Psycho, and that's going to be basically the end of this little bush. That's going to get nothing done except donate mass for Psycho to scoop on up. There we go, that's job done. The Restorers have moved into the middle here, and they are trying to clean up the top section, and thank you very much for the follow, the Stig's Floridan cousin. I didn't know this Stig had a cousin in Florida. Anyway, Flag is being spammed up by an orb trying to hold on to this top plateau, but it's not going to work. We've got Stingers moving up as well. We have plenty of Restorers. He needs ASFs to basically hold this area. Not going to happen because there are ASFs from Yoji in it. Well, Monkey up here has done great things. It's 53 kills. It has managed to hold off that. Wants to stop this though. Stop the reclaim. Stop Matry getting the reclaim. And how much flak has got left? Well, there's still a good bundle of flak here, a bunch of T1 AA as well, so those Restorers are actually going to get knocked down. 3 left, 1, 2, 3, very healthy one over there, but this one is almost dead, this one is down, and more Restorers from Yoji, so very determined to try and knock out that spot, but Orb is looking very determined to hold it with the AA, and he kind of has. Now he's using the tech launcher. It's got some kills, but not going to get much more, I don't think. Shields are up and a TMD is up, so going to get nothing doing trying to attack that anymore. Massive force moving in from Psycho. We want to move in sooner rather than later before the extra PD gets put up. And there's actually 2 commanders here. We see Nizar, who probably doesn't want to be there, and we see Noob Dragon. Although there are both gun comms, there's a good amount of shielding and Percivals in here, and just watch how these commanders get in range of the Percivals, what happens to their health. Well, I think they are running away, especially Nizar. He's leaving, and look at the chunk. Absolute chunks of health that Noob Dragon is just losing here. Look at that. Down into the yellow just like that. A few more shots and he's not going to be much left. A massive volley coming in. And there we go. That is Noob Dragon. Don't stay near Percivals. You see a group of Percivals, T3 units, of any kind, rushing towards your commander, you had better hope you're not there. You leave, you get away, and you just see the damage that these guys did. Massive volleys coming in and the chunks of health. And Noob Dragon goes down to Percival Swarm, leaving Nizar out by himself, but the eco. But yes indeed, yes it is. The eco has been handed over to Yoji because it is full share. Whereas Monkey down here is still getting work done. 96 kills now. And double rank of veterancy, so extra health again and extra regen. Going to be very handy to keep that alive for tickling down these units. Don't want to get too close though. Indeed it is sitting still. And that is actually a T3 factory for Slow Noob. Where is he getting his eco from? He's got 10 mass income. He's got to be doing some kind of reclaim mission as well. I mean, there's plenty of reclaim to be had. We just have a look at all the wrecks sitting around here. 27,000 reclaims sitting here ready to be grabbed, and that is actually enough for another monkey. And how's that fat boy? Did it ever complete? Well, it did. It's on the way somewhere. Yeah, there it is. Sorry, now I see it. Fat boy down here. And that is going to be, that could be a real handy addition to knock out the rest of the space, and eco to just to be annoying, though it has to be cautious because of the Restorers. Restorers will absolutely crush a fat boy. There is some anti-air down here. In fact, there's a couple of T3 anti-air and a bunch of T2. So nice little squad here. If those restorers decide to show up, they're going to have a terrible time. Let's watch these cougars shoot down that spy plane. Daka daka daka. Little things. Looks like the anti-air and shields are moving over to protect the Fat Boy perhaps. We need to keep that thing alive as long as possible. Over here we now see the monkey also surrounded by some anti-air, and this is an ill-advised push from Battery, sending us some T2 towards Monkey, and he agrees and decides to turn around and come back. Never mind, fuck that noise, he says. Ain't doing that. T3 anti-air behind the Monkey as well, so plenty of anti-air protection should those gunships turn up, but it's not gunships he needs to be concerned about. That is a huge amount of T1 bombers and more coming off the production lines. Battery finishes an experimental. What did you make, sir? Where did you make it, sir? I'm not imagining that, right? It did say he finished an experimental. Because one was built and gifted over. Maybe he started it and it was given over because Noob Dragon died. Who knows? But either way, that needs to be handed off to somebody else or used to get it on the move. He's still sitting here. A single Percival turns up. Is going to gradually die from the front guns unless the monkey moves up and soldiers. There we go. Dead Percy. Just like that. Okay. Pretty even though there are experimentals belonging to both sides in the mix. We have this monkey up here just trying to get a little bit of extra damage at range using those little bit guns on the front. And a gun on the front there doing this little shooting. There are two of them, but of course it's not turned the right way, so they can't both aim. There we go, bang bang bang. Works. Yoji has built an experimental. No, he hasn't. He's just had the GC handed over. T3 Pigeon going up nice and fast, and that donut is cranking. Quarter of the way done already. Over a quarter actually. It's more like a third. And that donut is going to be a huge thing to try and contend with because, well, there is a nice air wing from Orb, but there's a bigger air wing from Yoji as well as the air wing from Matri, so that's going to be something to try and contend with. Okay. That was a factory reset for T1 gens. Right, what's going on down here? I see, is that T2RD? It is indeed T2RD, but here is the Fat Boy. And the Fat Boy's now here to take things out. Orb says laser done. Is Orb going for a tele snipe? Yes, he is. He has both. He has the gun upgrade, he has the laser upgrade, and he has the teleport upgrade. Maybe he will. We have to try and keep an eye on that. He's ready to go. Maybe finding a target. We see some scouts going over actually. Perhaps he'll pick a target from there. I think he's over here having the time of his life against all these weak units. Massive scout spam out from Lone, trying to find things going on. No, still no target, no little red light on the back, so he's still hanging around for the moment. This Fat Boy now has moved up this way, is focusing down the T2RD bank, which it needs to. T2RD is a solid counter against Fat Boys. If you get them up early enough, they can outrange it and do extra damage, but also a solid counter is a GC. Maybe don't walk into that. It's going to zort up his face there. At any point in time, that should be a cue for the Fat Boy to go, yeah, nah, I am out of here. Percivals could move forwards. They might as well move forwards instead of dying slowly. The GC outranges them, and well, hey, they might as well charge on in, get some shots and do some damage. Or this kind of thing just happens. No, the GC is moved on an angle away from the Fat Boy. Maybe it's going to help us survive a little bit longer. It is getting damage done. Lots of shells to the face of the GC. It's having a bad old time. Check. And the GC is actually almost half dead. It's taken down a lot of the anti-air and a lot of the support. That Fat Boy is not looking in a good spot. The GC is going to catch up any moment now and is going to have a terrible time of it. Fat Boy trying to get away, but is caught. It is in range. It is getting Zorsh, and that is one dead. Fat Boy. GC's not looking terribly healthy itself, but does have a rank of veneracy now. It can fall back, it can regenerate, and be quite healthy and happy. Shield upgrade on the way for Yuji. Zara's done, and that is also coming on out. Right. What would be a good target? Well, he could teleport in and kill Matri. Matri has no point defense around him at all, just a lot of build power, a lot of anti-air. And if we look down this way, we can say not the same for Yoji. Yoji actually has T1 PD going down, and that is the teleport. So here comes Orb, and this could be bad for Orb. He's running into a shielded gun comm with T1 PD nearby. Oh dear. He lands, he Zorches. Is he going to die first? Well, yes, he's going to kill off. Going to be mutual, I think. He does kill him, but the T1 PD right beside him finishes the job. And that is Yoji sacrificing himself. It's a shame he couldn't quite get back out. If that T1 PD was not there, he would have killed him off very easily. And there wasn't actually much nearby to take him on. No bombs that could come down, no anything else. The donut had already flown right the heck away, so he may have actually been able to teleport out quite happily and survive. But now it is just down to Slow Noob and Psycho Ad. Psycho's actually standing out here in the open with his comm, just chilling. He's got shield, but he's just chilling, he's fine. But that donut is a problem. It is moving on in, and it has got eco to kill. There's what remains of the ASFs for team number 2, and they can actually swoop on it now, I'd say. I mean, it's there, you might as well. You're getting killed by the long range AA, so hey, might as well get some damage down on it before it does all the damage to you at range. EOing is there from Matri behind it to say good day and have a go, and that's quite a lot of anti-air. There's a few SAMs loitering about, and the ASFs are doing damage. There we go, the donut is down, and it crashes into the Novax, which was just about completed. Novax could have been fun, actually. That might have been a good option, but now it's just a mess field. Well, a bunch of mess ready to grab. Does kill off a T3 Pigeon. There we go, there's plenty to be grabbed. Right, GC is down here ready to do nothing. It's kind of just sitting there. Maybe wants to move over here and stop this reclaim of the Fatboy wreck, but nothing doing there. Massive force pushing on in this way. That's a lot of Percivals. A solo brick stands his ground and dies. That brick was going to get nothing done against all of this. There is a monkey up here which is ready to swoop on in. There's some anti-air moving on forwards. Maybe the anti-air should move the other way. Monkey is going to say good day, but that's a poor decision moving into range of that many Percy. Stop, stay at range before you get seen. You get seen, you die. That's actually better swing there. Kill off Percivals as you can, and that's actually going to help out a huge deal if we can just keep this range and keep killing in that fashion. Move the anti-air away, don't want to lose that unnecessarily. Stop shooting the ground. Actually shoot the Percivals. There we go. Laser locks on, and we're going to see Percy death, but that's a lot of Percivals still alive, and Monkey has moved into range, and say goodbye to the health on that thing. See you later, Monkey. You have moved into range of too many Percivals, and you are simply done for dinner. Mac. Monkey goes burr, Bliss doesn't. Yeah, that's accurate. Alright, we have Restorers in the back of Psycho Ad's base, and they are taking out the T3 HQ. That's going to be a big loss. Not being able to build any more T3 land units till he finishes upgrading another factory. Oops. That is just absolutely terrible. Got a mass scout going over towards here, and doing there just a scout, I feel like. T3 bomber finishes off there, so the plateau is all open again. GC is ready to move, and it's just going to stand here. Well, actually, it's finally moving up, and it is hoovering up some T1 mobile arty. Or not, standing still, and the T1 arty is moving into range of the laser, just to have some fun. Just to have some fun, right. Up this way, this is turning into a shambles. We have T1 bombers all over the place, and they are just kind of hovering. Strange idea, but down goes the air grid. All the T3 Pigeons go pop, the Percivals go pow pow pow, and that is the end of all of this. Percivals are just such tough little fuckers. Walking around doing a whole lot of damage, shrugging off a whole lot of damage. They're massive range, massive alpha. They are arguably, or in the T3 stage, the best T3 ground units. They do struggle against T1 RT spam, because of the over damage, but otherwise I think mass for mass, if you use them and kite them with their extra range they have over other units, they absolutely win out. Right, massive air ring in the middle for Matry, so that's going to be quite a hold there. We have a donut on the way. It is Found Psycho, who is got power problems because he has no pigeons. The donut strikes him, finds him overhead, and that is going to be Psycho bopped out of the game. Donut's not going to be too much longer because it is sitting in the middle of a whole bunch of AA. It goes down, but the GC is still floating around, and now it is just, well, not even that. Slow Noob bows out of the game as well, and this time I don't blame him.